What's good, Josh? Your boy Dave's back again with another video. So today we're doing NFL stadiums. So NFL stadiums, and I'm just gonna be real with you. I've been to some NFL stadiums, um, pretty much, and yeah, it's some of them are okay. Some of them is like nah, it's too big and stuff, and some of them just need to be teared down, and some of them just need renovation real bad. Um, but we about to get into it. Please subscribe to the channel Days Reacts, and please subscribe to the gaming channel Progress Gaming. And let's get into this video. Also, shout out to Worldwide Stadiums for this video, and yeah, let's get into it. NFL stadiums. Let's go.
The National Football League is the world's largest sports league, so it comes as no surprise that it has some of the world's greatest stadiums, including several of the world's most expensive. With that being said, here are the NFL 2021 stadiums. Soldier Field, home of the Chicago Bears. We start off with what is technically the oldest stadium in the league, but it's not really.
I'm gonna say this. For Soldier Field, I know Chicago Bears, they want to build a whole new stadium and stuff. They want to leave Soldier Field because it's bad seating. And I'm going to just let you know right now, I know the soccer team is playing in this stadium as well. They moved from their old stadium to play in this stadium as well. In order to save Soldier Field, the best thing for them to do, and this is my opinion, for real, this is really my opinion, they gotta cut this side. They gotta cut this big curve of seats out. They gotta destroy that. They gotta destroy these curved seats. You can keep this little part right here and stuff. You can keep that, but you gotta destroy this big old gigantic curve right here because them are death-defying seats, and I don't think it's safe to be seating in them type of seats. Now these seats right here, these are fine to me. Like these are totally fine to me and stuff, but these seats right here, these the only seats right here that needs to be destroyed. This section right here is okay. They can stay, and you know what I'm saying, all these this section right here, this section can stay as well. But this section right here, this section got to go immediately. That's the only way to save Soldier Field, in my opinion. And if the soccer team, if they stay in this stadium, they got to destroy this section right here. They got to destroy this section. And I can see why the NFL, and I can see why Chicago Bears wants to leave Soldier Field, because this stadium, this part of the stadium right here is not safe for the fan base. So just to keep a heads up.
But the rather spectacular facade.
Other than that, the stadium itself, I'll give the stadium a 79C, because nobody's not gonna sit in those type of seats like that no more. I'm just gonna be real with you. They're not gonna sit in those type of seats like that no more, especially in the NFL and stuff, and especially in the Major League Soccer. They definitely not gonna sit in those type of seats like that. So everybody wants to be eye level. So you know what I'm saying. So they fighting for that now, and it is what it is. If it ain't no club seats like this, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what you want me to tell you? So yeah, this stadium deserves a 79% C. That's my take on it for Chicago. But I know they are going to get a new stadium because they purposing it right now. They've been having a lot of meetings for it. So let's Chicago, do what y'all got to do. But I'm telling you right now, this extra seats right here is no way. I would never. This got to be destroyed. This layers of seats right here, this curve right here of seating, got to be destroyed. That's my take on it.
Facade of the old stadium remains. It's also the smallest NFL stadium in terms of capacity, but nevertheless, it looks fantastic in my view. I love a mix of old and new, and you don't get much more of a sharp contrast than you do at this stadium. State Farm Stadium, home of the Arizona Cardinals. You wouldn't think a stadium that was designed to resemble a snake wrapped around a barrel cactus would be so sleek and.
Now, Arizona Cardinals, this stadium is all right, but it looks like a snake on the cool. But I wish the Cardinals never left St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? Because St. Louis had St. Louis Cardinals in football and baseball. So um, I don't know why they left St. Louis. There was no need to leave St. Louis. This stadium is okay, but pretty much y'all could have called yourself the Vipers or something. You know what I'm saying? Arizona Vipers or something, but Arizona Cardinals, I don't get it. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the stadium is shaped like a snake going in a circle. So it's really nothing too major about it. I'm gonna give the stadium at least I'm gonna give it a 80% B just because it's indoor. But yeah, that's my take on the stadium.
Stylish, quite beautiful. It is one of the few stadiums in the world with a field that can roll in and out of the stadium. One drawback of the retractable field, though, is that the seating behind the southern end zone understandably looks a little strange. So that's another thing that's retractable, the seating. But the rest of the stadium looks quite normal. Well, really nice actually.
We had a 6-hour layover in Rome, which was just enough time to tour the ruins, if we skipped the line. Explore over 300,000 travel experiences you'll remember. Do more with Viator.
So we're wrapping up a detail right now, and I'm going to go into Jobber and send the invoice. So I'm going to click on their schedule.
Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Allegiant Stadium, this stadium deserves 100% A. I do like the stadium a lot. It's better than Oakland Coliseum to me. You know what I'm saying? This stadium was actually supposed to be SoFi Stadium, and it came out to be in Las Vegas. The stadium is really nice. I do like the stadium a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's brand new. I do like the modernization. So this stadium gets 100% A overall. And I'm going to tell you this, it is a nice stadium.
It is the only other stadium in the NFL with a field that can roll in and out, but this one has an artificial turf field for UNLV games underneath. It is, however, the only stadium that has a giant sculpture in front of a giant retractable window. The sculpture, by the way, is the largest 3D printed object in the world. Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions. The city of Detroit gets a bad rap.
Now this stadium right here is different. We thought it was like a big old convention dome or arena and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it is a nice stadium. Props to Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? But it do need some modern renovation in the inside of it to keep it updated and stuff. And yeah. But yeah, shout out to Detroit for this stadium.
But their stadium game is on point, to be fair, and I think their pizza looks quite good as well. Oh yeah, it does. But that's irrelevant, I'm just hungry. The reason I don't normally like stadiums with a fixed roof is because you often can't see the sky. But at least with this one, there are plenty of windows that let in a decent amount of natural light. But a translucent roof would have been better. Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins. It started out its life.
Now this stadium right here it is a nice stadium, Hard Rock Stadium. It is. I remember when it was how it used to look, and then they upgraded it and stuff to what it is now. It is a nice stadium. I do like the roof and stuff they add to it, make it unique. They did cut some nosebleed sections out and stuff. You know, of the stadium, you know what I'm saying, to put some screens in and stuff. They really did a nice job with this stadium. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to give this stadium a 92% A overall.
As a fairly nondescript multi-purpose stadium that was shared with the Marlins of.
See, that's how the stadium used to look back then. That's what I remember. But now they changed a whole different ballgame to this stadium.
Major League Baseball. It's now far from being nondescript, having been renovated in 2015 and turned into a stadium that is one of a kind, with those huge spikes in each corner that support the roof canopy that extends outside the stadium, which I love the look of.
You see, they cut some of that seating off. They cut some of them nosebleeds off and stuff. Put them screens right there, make it more better than what it is today. I mean, than it was back then and stuff. So they did a real good job with this stadium.
Between the old and the new versions of the stadium, both of the Dolphins' colors have been used for the seats. But why not a mix of both, like a mosaic style? That would look pretty cool. Paul Brown Stadium, home of the Cincinnati Bengals. A stadium that has won numerous awards for its design, but despite...
Now, Paul Brown Stadium, home of the Bengals, or First Energy Stadium, I'm going to say this. I do like this stadium a lot. I do like it, the modern texture of it. People say they don't like it. They want a new stadium in Cincinnati. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you like this how I see it. It is nice. It is modern. It's high level to the T. Okay, so I don't know why y'all complaining. Y'all do got a nice stadium. I don't care what nobody say. This stadium deserves a 90% A and stuff for the whole overall of the stadium. And take it or leave it, Cincinnati.
Despite that, the fans don't really want to come and visit. But it is a beautiful stadium in my view, with its sleek exterior, as well as those roof canopies on either side, which look good, as well as providing a little bit of shelter, and those partially open ends of the stadium that allow some spectators a decent view of the Cincinnati skyline on one side and the Ohio River on the other. And we're back in Florida at Raymond James Stadium, home of the...
Yes, this is my team, the Buccaneers. Yes, this is my NFL team right here. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I am a Tampa Bay fan, die hard. I'm just going to be real with you. Our stadium does need to be upgraded immediately, but we try to keep it up. You know what I'm saying? I hope our stadium get like Minneapolis style. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I like Minneapolis Stadium. You know what I'm saying? The Viking Stadium. I hope we get that same texture. You know what I'm saying? With our stadium and stuff, because we got a part, like we are the Buccaneers. Like they the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? They deal with boats and stuff. We the Buccaneers, so we got a pirate ship. So you know what I'm saying? So let's bring that into the stadium and stuff. Make sure everything fits according to plan. But like I say, we do need a new stadium pretty soon. But overall, with the stadium that we got now, we did keep it up. We kept it up as good as possible as we could. I'm gonna give this stadium overall grade a 90% A overall, because we kept it up so good. You know what I'm saying? We did way better than Nashville. And Nashville finna get a whole new stadium, which I'll show y'all after this video and stuff. And I'll make sure I show y'all after this video too, because there's some new stadiums that's gonna come. But yeah, I do like this stadium a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we do need a whole new stadium, and that's all I got to say about it. And yeah, so this stadium deserves a 90% A.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the surface, it just looks like a fairly straightforward, typical NFL stadium. Fairly symmetrical, no roof canopies or anything like that, and relatively few seats behind each end zone. Yeah, there are no frills or anything. Wait a minute. What's that? Is that a...
You see what I'm saying? Like, we incorporated a pirate ship. So if we could incorporate a pirate ship in our new stadium, we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? We just need a whole new stadium. That's all I'm asking.
Is that a pirate ship? Well, if that's not a frill, I don't know what a frill is. I don't really. But any stadium that has its own pirate ship is pretty great in my book.
Quaker, 10 grams of fiber. Go with your gut health.
Seeing if you're pre-approved will never hurt your credit score. With Capital One pre-approval, you can...
US Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings.
Now this is Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is for the Minnesota Vikings. This is US Bank Stadium. I do like this stadium. This is the stadium I was talking about when I was talking about my team, the Buccaneers. This type of stadium I was talking about. I do like this stadium. This stadium deserves 100% A overall. Take it or leave it. Minnesota, y'all deserve this one.
Firstly, spoiler alert, there is no Viking longship behind one of the end zones, unfortunately.
Well,
Nevertheless, it is one of my absolute favorite stadiums in the world, let alone in the NFL. It ticks pretty much all of the boxes for me. Yes, it's an indoor stadium, but it's covered with translucent panels that not only let in plenty of light, but on one side offer magnificent views of the Minneapolis skyline. Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots.
Gillette Stadium, it's an alright stadium. There's too many seats in Gillette, but it's kind of eye level. I'm gonna give this stadium a 88% B overall. I know they're doing some renovations to Gillette, but you know what I'm saying. I'll show y'all that later. But it is a nice stadium, and yeah, it gets an overall grade of an 88% B.
The design is fairly typical. In fact, it was based off of M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, that you'll see later on. But it's by no means the same design. One thing that definitely sets it apart is the lighthouse behind the north end zone, which is a pretty cool touch. It's not quite on the level of a pirate ship in terms of nautical-related novelty stadium features, but you know what they say, you can't have pirate ships without lighthouses. Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Indianapolis Colts. It's yet another.
I do like this stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium. It is a nice stadium for the Indianapolis Colts in Indiana. It is a nice stadium. I do like it. It is indoor, but I like the modern texture. It don't look like no stadium. It look like a warehouse, but it is a stadium. They did a real good job on it. Takes the person's eye, you know what I'm saying? The mindset makes the mind think like Twilight Zone. But it is a nice stadium. I'll give this stadium a 95% A.
Another wonderfully unique design that you probably wouldn't see in any other country. It also sort of looks like an old-fashioned factory or something. But in other ways, it's very modern, such as its retractable roof and retractable windows. But yeah, there's no mistaking it for a factory on the inside. It looks fantastic. That's nothing against factories, but stadiums are just better, aren't they? First Energy Stadium, home of the Cleveland Browns. It's very strange that you'd name your team.
Now, First Energy Stadium, Cleveland Browns, home of Cleveland, Cleveland, Ohio. This stadium, I believe they built it too fast. Like they said, they kind of built it too fast. I know they want to get a whole new stadium, but to be honest with you, I think the best thing for them to do is that they need to cut down the nosebleeds. They need to tear down the nosebleeds and stuff, or cut it in half, make it more even. You know what I'm saying, with the scoreboard and stuff. So pretty much cut it like right in here and stuff. You know what I'm saying, or cut it like right in here. Hold on, no, like right here, like cut it in half and stuff, and call it a day and stuff, and then just renovate the whole stadium. I mean, that's pretty much what I would have done. Because like nosebleeds is pretty much death defying. We don't want them no more. As a sports industry and as the United States of America, nosebleeds is out and stuff. They too death defying and stuff. We be seeing a lot of fights. We be seeing people been videotaping fights in the nosebleeds and stuff. Like, and the fights be in the nosebleeds and stuff, and people be scared because if one fall in the nosebleeds from that fight, he might fall all the way to the end of the floor. All, like, if he fought like right here, if the fight was right here, and one person fall, then he gonna fall all the way down here, and it's gonna be fast too. He gonna fall all the way down here, and then he's gonna go overboard, and boom, he dead. We don't want that no more. So I'm just to be safe, they gotta cut these. They gotta cut these nosebleeds in half. I'm just saying they got to. They got to cut them in half, make it more safe for the fans and stuff. And that's pretty much what I got to say. Overall, the stadium deserves a 87B overall grade.
Team after a cartoon character. If I ever become a billionaire, I think I'll start an NFL franchise in Gary, Indiana, and we will be known as the Snails, like from SpongeBob. Yes, it's a small market, but I think the Snails have potential to become the new Packers. First Energy Stadium is quite eye-catching. The seats are all orange, as you'd expect by the name Cleveland Browns. Heinz Field, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, there's no let-up on the brightly colored seats. And from
Same thing with Heinz Field or Allegiant Field. Now, this is my father's favorite team. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. God rest his soul. All I can say with them is that they need to cut these nosebleeds in half immediately because they not useful no more. They need to cut them in half and stuff and call it a day and stuff, and it'll be all right. That's my take on it. The stadium deserves a 98% B. 98. No, I keep on saying 98% B. A 98% A. This stadium deserves a 98% A. Take it or leave it.
From some of those seats is an even better view of not just the city of Pittsburgh, but a bridge that matches the color of the seats. The stadium is located right where the Allegheny River meets the Ohio River, for brunch every Friday. It's one of the few stadiums that has hosted a pro team as well as a college team since its inception. Levi's Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, San Francisco 49ers. I think I'm going to give this stadium a overall grade of I'm going to give it an 89% B. The reason I'm giving it an 89% B because all the club seats is on one side. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna play the video, but I'm gonna show you something.
Although it's a perfectly fine stadium with plenty of technology packed in, it's probably one of the least spectacular billion-dollar stadiums there is.
I'm gonna show you. Okay, now these nosebleeds right here, they gotta go. They gotta go because it's 4-layered seats. I think this should have been the nosebleeds automatic and stuff. Because really, it's NFL. You really need 3 layers. So this should have been the nosebleed seats. So basically, and then you got the platform right there they can walk around on and stuff. So I would have just take this whole section of nosebleeds out and stuff, and just keep it with 3 layers of seats and call it a day because this is pretty much the scoreboard is right here. So. Yeah, so pretty much cut this nosebleeds out and call it. If we go back, the club seats is level to the 3rd row. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much these nosebleed seats really don't need to be there. So that's my take on it. And yeah, so overall grade, I'm gonna give it an 89% B. Overall, but they just got to cut these nosebleeds off because these nosebleeds really doesn't need to be there. So San Francisco, if you're watching this video, 49ers, if you're watching this video, take care of this right immediately. Cut this whole section off, cut it off, complete it off your stadium. And so it might take some work. Y'all might have to do it during this off season and stuff. But please take this section out of y'all stadium and stuff. And call it a day, and it pretty much because pretty much every fan going to tailgate, so there's no need to have this. You know what I'm saying? If you charge people over $1,000 for tickets, what's the point of having these nosebleed section? So that's my take on it. And yeah.
Though it's a perfectly fine stadium with plenty of technology packed in, it's probably one of the least spectacular billion-dollar stadiums there is. But I'm mainly speaking of the exterior, which from a distance almost looks like scaffolding. But having said that, the interior is rather spectacular, with those 4 tiers of angular seating on one side and 2 tiers plus numerous luxury suites on the other. Lumen Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks, a stadium that's held in very high regard. And
Lumen or CenturyLink Field or Lumen Field, this stadium, I'm giving it a 92% A overall. This stadium is not just used for football; it's also used for soccer as well. Pretty much, it is a nice stadium and stuff for Seattle. They do keep it up really good, and pretty much they do a real good job at this stadium. So that's my take on it.
And one of my favorite stadiums in the US. It's just got a bit of everything. I like the hits of brick on the exterior, the 2 sizable roof canopies that not only look good, but
now this is how the stadium is actually look. Yes, this is how the stadium actually look. So it is safe. You know what I'm saying? I know these are nosebleed sections, but it is a safe stadium to watch a football game in and to watch soccer in. So I'll give them that. And yeah, so pretty much that's all I got to say with this one.
provide plenty of shelter. The stadium also has its fair share of uniqueness with this unusual seating situation behind the north end zone, and that vertical scoreboard. TIAA Bank Field, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now, TIAA Bank Field, I'm going to give this stadium a 78, 79, 78, 79C, but I know they're getting some renovations done. They've been fighting to get these renovations done to this stadium. So, Jacksonville Jaguars, I know y'all finna try to like move to so y'all can get y'all renovations done to y'all stadium. And I think y'all gonna move to Orlando to play at Camping World and stuff. So we don't know yet, but we're gonna find out. But to be honest with you, this is a nice stadium. I don't care what nobody say. It is a nice stadium, but I am waiting for y'all renovations to come through and stuff to this stadium. And also, I will show the renderings. If y'all watching this video, I will show y'all the renderings of what they trying to do to this stadium at the end of this video. So yeah, overall grade is a 78, 79C.
It has a fairly uninspiring exterior, and on the inside, it too is fairly basic. But it does have some additions that add to the fan experience. For starters, you don't know the meaning of a wide screen before you look at TIAA Bank Field. I mean, look at the size of those video boards. There are also a few swimming pools to help you cool off in the sun. That's how you know you're in Florida. I didn't notice any swimming pools at Soldier Field. Nissan Stadium. Nissan Stadium. Americans are probably right with the...
This is Nissan Stadium, home of the Tennessee Titans. I'm just gonna keep it real. Now, this stadium is in the flood zone, and it's not a good stadium to me. You know what I'm saying? It's built by the same person that built the Buccaneer Stadium, Raymond James Stadium, but this stadium is sitting in the flood zone, and it's not really good. It's not a good stadium. But I can say this: they is getting a new stadium in Nashville for their football team, for the Titans. It's going to be indoor, and it's going to be flood-proof, which is a good thing. Also, it's going to replace this stadium completely. And also, I will show you the renderings of it after this video. But, yeah, this stadium deserves a D overall. Automatic D for being a copycat and stuff. But yeah, that's my take on it.
The pronunciation there, but what about Hyundai? Why don't you guys pronounce the Y?
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees?
Anyway, back to it. It's the home of the Tennessee Titans. It's located just a short swim from the center of Nashville, and it's a rather good-looking stadium, but it looks familiar. Something that does set it apart is that it's the only NFL stadium that's also the permanent home of an FCS college football team. Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now, this stadium is really nice. I'm going to give it a 92% A. The reason why I'm giving it a 92% A because it's the nosebleed section is kind of throwing me off and it's steep. But other than that, it is a nice stadium. It is modern. I do like modern. And yeah, so 92% A.
Firstly, those roof canopies on each of the main grandstands, although they are
And this is the Philadelphia Eagles, y'all. So this is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
small, look really cool, like something designed by whoever designs Batman's equipment. Other than the roof canopies, the design of the Link, as it's known, doesn't particularly stand out from the crowd in terms of uniqueness, but it is one good-looking rooster. SoFi Stadium, home of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Now this right here, this is SoFi Stadium. This is the newest stadium in the NFL current to this day. It is a nice stadium. They built from the ground. They built from I guess they built. It is. I'm gonna say that the stadium is eye level. They built it from the bottom and stuff. So pretty much when you walk in, you're already at the top floors of the stadium, pretty much. So you have to take elevators to go downstairs to your lower seats and stuff. But they did a real good job with this stadium. I do like it a lot. Don't overuse it, USA. You know what I'm saying? Please do not overuse the stadium for Super Bowls and stuff. But it is a nice stadium. They did a real good job on it. I'll give it a 98% A.
And the Los Angeles Rams. As you might already know, it was the world's most expensive stadium to design and construct.
And this stadium was actually meant for the Los Angeles Rams, aka formerly known as St. Louis Rams. But the Chargers should never, ever try to jump ship and move within the Rams territory. They should have waited and stayed where they was at in San Diego and stuff. That's my take on it. And I know the NFL they watching. They know that was a messed up call for them and stuff. And y'all should have fined them for that. And because now their old stadium in San Diego is now used by a new stadium and stuff. They built a whole new stadium on their old stadium ground and stuff, and it's used by the San Diego State. So, man, I don't know what to tell you.
And the end result certainly reflects that price tag, with a very futuristic exterior from the bird's eye view, but a very different and quite elegant design at ground level. I just love the way the roof slopes all the way down to the ground. On the inside, it's even better in my view. The seating is made up of several tiers of seating, which allows those in the nosebleeds to be fairly close to the field, just really high up. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons.
I do like this stadium. This stadium replaced the Georgia Dome. It is a nice stadium. I do really like it. They did a real good job with this stadium for the Atlanta Falcons. And yeah, I'll give this stadium a 98% A. Take it or leave it.
Pinwheel-inspired exterior is like no other stadium in the world, and the way the retractable roof opens and shuts is also unique. The interior is just as spectacular. Those red and black seats look stunning, and I'm repeating myself now, but big window, views of the city sky.
And plus, the stadium is used for soccer too as well, and is also used for college football as well sometimes. And the nosebleed is eye level, which is good. So,
etc. M&T Bank Stadium, home of the Baltimore Ravens. Well, what do you know? Some more purple seats. But other than the seats, it's different than the US Bank Stadium in nearly every way.
M&T Bank Stadium. I'm gonna be real with you. They need to cut these nosebleeds in half and stuff and call it a day and stuff so it could be, you know what I'm saying, elegant with this section of seats and stuff on the end zone. I mean, that's my take on it. They really do need to cut it in half. Like, see where this corner at? They need to just go straight around with it and stuff to the other edge of the corner. And the stadium will be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, the stadium deserves a 90% A overall for outdoor stadium. So they did a good job with this stadium.
For starters, it has more of a tradition.
So yeah, that's the only flack about it. They just need to cut these nosebleeds right here in half to place it where this corner at and just go all the way around with it. Boom. Don't even mess with the end zones and do the same thing for this side. You know what I'm saying? Go to the corner and cut all the way around and stuff to the other corner and boom. And just demolish all those seats. That's my take on it.
Exterior made up of mostly brick, and it obviously doesn't look like a giant shard of glass. It looks like a football stadium, as most football stadiums do. The seating layout is made up of a double-tiered bowl with 4 individual upper decks on each side of the field. Highmark Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bills.
Now, the Buffalo Bills, Highmark Stadium, it is a nice old stadium. It is extremely cold up there in Buffalo, New York. I'm just going to be real with you. They is getting a new stadium pretty soon. They did approve it, and I can't wait to show you. I'm going to show you the renderings of it at the end of this video and stuff, and be ready for it. And but yeah, this stadium is kind of old, but it's still, like I say, it's still nice, and they kept it up really nice. It is eye level to the T. Like you walk into the stadium and you're already at the nosebleed section. You have to take elevators to get to the other seatings as well. They did a real good job with keeping up with this stadium, and that's pretty much what I got to say.
I wouldn't be so quick to give yourself a high mark. The stadium's design is fairly similar to a plethora of college football stadiums. The way the main seating bowl is sunken into the ground, leaving only the upper deck's exterior exposed. That wraparound second tier above the lower bowl is what sets it apart though. But of course, Highmark is just the sponsor's name. In fact, this stadium was one of the first to sell its naming rights. Energy Stadium, home of the Houston Texans. You can clearly tell that
this is NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? It replaced the Alamo Dome, which is next to it. All I can say is with this stadium, it is a nice indoor stadium. I wish, you know what I'm saying, they could do so much more with it, but it is a nice indoor stadium. I'll give this stadium a 88% B overall. Take it or leave it, Houston.
that it was the early days of retractable roofs when this one was built. The roof doesn't seamlessly blend into the design like it does at some of the newer stadiums, but it looks alright. And you've got to cut it some slack, it was the first NFL stadium with a retractable roof. On the inside, it doesn't disappoint. The roof being somewhat translucent lets in plenty of light during the day. Another nice feature are the huge video boards that stretch the width of the stadium. Mercedes-Benz Superdome, home of the New Orleans Saints.
Now the Superdome, I'm gonna give it this overall grade a 90% A overall because it is the Superdome. I'm not from New Orleans, but I'll give you a A because this stadium surpassed Hurricane Katrina and stuff. They had people staying in the Superdome during the hurricane and stuff for for shelter reasons and stuff. So I'm gonna give him a 90% A overall. The stadium kept up a lot, and they also did some renovation to the stadium. So the stadium deserves a good grade overall, a 90% A.
Even in 2021, this stadium is still a fairly impressive structure. As for the interior, I'm not usually a big fan of when you can't see outside, and that's the case with the Superdome. There isn't any natural light let in, but that's understandable given how old it is. And to be fair, it does look pretty cool under lights anyway.
Download the Kroger app and enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons.
Bank of America Stadium, home of the Carolina Panthers. From the bird's eye view, it just looks like another typical NFL stadium with...
Okay, this stadium, I'm gonna give this stadium a 79% C. Yeah, 79% C. It's nothing too much with this stadium. I think the Panthers do need a whole new stadium. And then plus it's pretty much with Bank of America. I know they're going out of business and stuff, so pretty soon. So my take on this stadium is 79% C. It's really nothing too much with this stadium. It's bare bones. But yeah, they got to replace this stadium immediately. That's all I got to say about it.
Not that much that sets it apart. But then you take a look at the facade, which is quite impressive and fairly unique. It's largely black with a bit of blue and silver. Those are the Panthers' colors. And from some seats, you do get quite a pretty view of Charlotte. That's not the name of one of the cheerleaders, but the city in which the stadium's located. Empower Field at Mile High, home of the Denver Broncos.
I do like Mile High Stadium. I wish they would have. They do need to keep it as it is. It's just these nosebleed sections. I'm afraid of. I don't know if they. I believe that they should trim it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Trim down a little bit on these nosebleed sections, and keep it as it is. So this overall grade for this stadium is at least a, let me say, an 89% B.
It's the highest of all the NFL stadiums, but that's okay. Weed is legal in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. It's not my thing, but I won't judge. The high altitude, meaning thinner air, allows for a significant home field advantage for the Broncos. Some say it's unfair, but it does look fantastic, with its triple-decker wraparound bowl, as well as a slightly open section behind the south end zone. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, home of the...
Now, Arrowhead Stadium, I do like this stadium a lot. I do like it. I like it. I'm gonna say this: Kansas City Chiefs, y'all kept the stadium up to the. Ooh wee! And I'm not a Kansas City fan, but y'all making me gibberish. Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium. I do like this stadium. Y'all kept the nostalgia of the stadium up, which is a good thing. That deserve y'all. Y'all got 100% A on that. It is high level, you know what I'm saying, to watch a game there. So that's another 100% A. I know y'all trying to get a whole new stadium pretty soon, and I hope y'all do, or y'all might get a translucent roof, and because I know the Royals gonna move. They want to move downtown, so that'll give y'all enough space to have anything to do renovation with. So, but other than that, this stadium deserves a 95% A overall, and that's my take on Kansas City Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium.
Kansas City Chiefs. This one is quite interesting. For starters, the unique shape of the upper seating bowl. how the corners come to a point, kinda like the pointy thing that's attached to the end of an arrow, whatever they're called. But also, the fact that the stadium is nearly 50 years old, yet the exterior, after renovations, looks very modern. AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. As you can see, 7 years after Houston Stadium was built, the
The reason why I'm not giving this stadium a grade, but I think I should. Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium, in Dallas, Texas, or Arlington, Texas, or Fort Worth, Texas, and stuff. Jerry's World, pretty much. This stadium right here, I'm gonna give this stadium a 94 overall grade, 94% A. It is a nice stadium. I can't complain on that for the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm not a Cowboys fan. Never will be a Cowboys fan. But I'm just gonna keep it a butt. It is a nice stadium to have. And y'all did y'all thing with this stadium, Dallas. And yeah, that's my take on it.
retractable roofs had become a little less conspicuous. But I think the interior is where this stadium really shines. 12 or so years on, and it still has an argument for being the world's flashiest stadium. Just like SoFi, I can't even count how many tiers of seating there is. It's a beauty. As is Lambeau Field, but in a completely different way. It's home of the Green Bay Packers.
Now, Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, home to the Green Bay Packers. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I do like the museum right here. That is nice. You know, it's the Super Bowl Museum. I call it the Super Bowl Museum because it's the story of the Green Bay Packers and Mr. Lambeau himself. But to be honest with you, if I was Green Bay right now, I would keep the stadium as it is and stuff. But the thing I would do to this stadium is replace these bleacher seats with actually bucket seats. You know what I'm saying? Because these bleacher seats they really got to go. To be honest with you, because if I go get some concession stand, somebody just gonna take my seat regardless and stuff. And I just can't say like that's my seat. Well, it's a bleacher seat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? First come, first serve. You know what I'm saying? So, if I leave my seat, you know what I'm saying, somebody gonna take my seat. You know what I'm saying? Because they want that space. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin. The best way to fix this for y'all stadium is to take those bleacher seats out and put those bucket seats in and stuff for this whole bowl. Especially this whole bowl. Let's see. These upper tier seats are okay. They are fine. I like that. But this bowl, they got to go. That's got to go. Them bleacher seats got to go. Let's put them bucket seats in there now. It's time.
Out of all the NFL stadiums, this one definitely looks the most like a traditional college stadium. I mean, they still use bench seating and the exterior wouldn't look out of place in college football. The stadium's layout is rather simple. It's just one big bowl for the most part, as well as those additional sections behind the south end zone. FedEx Field, home of the football team that represents the city of Washington, D.C. This
stadium right here, FedEx Field, is trash. It's done for. You see they was trying to cut them nosebleed section out because nobody was sitting in them, but they kind of messed it up and stuff. I mean, they messed the stadium up completely. To my knowledge, I'll say this, man. I know they want to get a whole new stadium. I will show y'all that at the end of the video and stuff. But yeah, man, FedEx Field, I'll give this stadium a 71% C overall and stuff. But you know, that's my take on it. So yeah.
Stadium isn't one of my favorites. The exterior is okay. There's plenty of glass used, I like that. And the interior is, well, it's not monochromatic, at least it has that going for it. There is a chaotic assortment of colors. It's alright, but I can see why they are considering building a new stadium. And finally, MetLife Stadium, home of the New York Jets and the New York Giants. But
MetLife is a nice stadium. It is nice. I wish that the Jets in New York had their own different type of stadiums, like they do in baseball. But they have to share a stadium. Man, it is what it is. But this stadium is really nice. I do like this stadium. They did a good job with this stadium. And even though it was rushed, but they did a real good job with this stadium, though. But overall grade, I'll give this stadium a 90% A overall, a 90% overall.
fortunately, not the home of the New York Mets. The synergy would have been perfect. A lot of people from outside of the US would be surprised to hear that at one time it was the most expensive stadium ever built in America at around $2 billion in today's money. Considering that it doesn't have any sort of roof, the stadium is still quite impressive though, with a very sheer and shiny aluminum facade, with some stonework at ground level, and a perfectly symmetrical triple-tiered seating layout for the most part. The seats are appropriately done up in a very neutral color scheme, given that 2 teams play here. Plus, they've got a sizable video board in each corner. An excellent stadium to end with. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed,
and that's the video. Yeah. Now I'm finna show y'all some renovations that they did with this with the NFL. What they're gonna do. It ain't hard, so let me go ahead and just type that in and stuff. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. So I'm finna show y'all something, okay? Let's see here. Now, this stadium right here, this is for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This stadium right here, this is actually the same stadium that they are in. I think it's called MMT, I believe so. But yeah, this is the same stadium that they are in. But this is the renovation they want to do to the stadium. So the Jacksonville Jaguars have to play somewhere for a little bit until they get this renovation done. I'm gonna show you what they's talking about in this video, and yeah.
Regardless, the Jaguars today unveiled some fantastic photos and a long video as well with their vision for not a new stadium, but
so yeah, they did show some stuff for Jacksonville. Like, that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? For their stadium, it looks nice. You know,
unveiled some fantastic photos and a long video as well with their vision.
It looks modern. It makes the stadium more modern and stuff. They did a real good job with this renovation scheme and stuff. Pretty much this is going to happen. I believe that this is going to happen in Jacksonville pretty soon. We just can't wait for it. And
vision for not a new stadium, but a renovation of their current stadium. I'm getting SoFi vibes. Very much.
Yeah, some people say they're getting SoFi vibes. I'm getting SoFi vibes too, because this stadium does look nice. It It looks real nice. Duval. Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice for Jacksonville.
So very much, very much so 5 out.
Travis Etienne, loving the vibes. Oh my, he took to the Twitter. I think everyone who saw the photos loved the photos.
All right. Now that's Jacksonville Jaguars and stuff. Now let me show y'all another new stadium and stuff. So let me see here. Hold on, y'all. Now, as you can see, this stadium right here, this is supposed to be the new, who's it called? Highmark Stadium. Yeah, the Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York. So this is supposed to be the actual rendering of what the stadium is going to look like in Buffalo, New York. And this how it's going to look. It's going to look real nice for Buffalo. They deserve it and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what it's going to look like for them. I wish I could show y'all something else. Okay, so I got a picture. Let me show y'all something. So this is what it looks like. That's the best picture that I'm gonna get. So that's what Buffalo Bills new stadium is gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be prepared for that in Buffalo. Y'all want to go to a Buffalo game and stuff. Okay. Now let's see here. I wish I had some more pictures. Oh, they do. So this is what it is. Okay. That's nice. That's nice in Buffalo. Oh, yeah. Look at that, y'all. Eye level. Everything's going to be eye level. Especially the top seats are going to be eye leveled. That's what we want. And stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much what it is for them. Now, we're going to do one more. We're going to do two more. Let's see here. Let me do Chicago. Let's see here. We do got a rendering for Chicago, but it's like it's like a type of deal. Some people trying to keep the same look for it. I really don't like the same look. I really think they should get a whole new different look. But Let's see here. I think that's Soldier Field renovation. So that no, we don't want that. So no, I guess they don't got no renovations pictures for Chicago and stuff. That's okay. We'll wait on that in the future for it. But they is trying to build a whole new stadium and stuff, and I'll be prepared for it. There is also another new stadium that's going to come in the mix as well. Let's see. Washington. Like some people, I'm gonna just do the stadium that's already in development. So we did Buffalo, we did Jacksonville and stuff. So now I'm finna show y'all Nashville and stuff. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a video. Oops, I don't know what I did. Okay. So let me show y'all this real quick. Share screen. Share. And stuff. You just add out my face. Oh, there goes skip button.
It's a burning thing, and it makes a fiery rain. Bound in love's desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I felt you. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
So this gonna be the new Nashville stadium that y'all, and it's in the works right now. They're building it right now. Look at that.
And it burns, 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 the ring of fire.
Look at that, y'all. Like, that stadium's gonna be right. Shoot, Tennessee probably gonna be my second team on the cool. And I'm a Buccaneers fan. But that's the new stadium for Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a lot of new stadiums coming soon for the NFL. And like I said, they are getting away with them nosebleed seats, them unwanted nosebleed seats. So let's see, Tampa. Okay. But I know Tampa Bay, we on the list for one, so hopefully they'll put some rendering out pretty soon and stuff. So I mean, let's say, man, like I say, there's NFL stadiums. You guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe to the video. Today's Reacts, and also go subscribe to the gaming channel, Progress Gaming, and we catch y'all later, y'all. Deuces.